Yo, I'm in the man cave quick. Family video. Yo, this video skipped a whole part. I gotta go tell them about that, even though I'm taking it back late. But I just checked out this movie, Going to the Place Beyond the Pines. Excellent film. I give it 4.5. I don't like giving 5 stars for no movie. I give it 4.5. It's close. You got Eva Menendez, Bradley Cooper, and Ryan Gosling. I think that's his name. Great film. It's a crime drama. I guess you can call it a tearjerker a little bit, but it's a good film. Basically, it shows two sides of the story. It shows you the criminal, his situation, what happens with him, which is Ryan's character, bank robber, trying to, feel as if he wanted to support his family. The only way he knew how was to rob banks, and it shows you that, and it's a good movie because it shows you the negative side to those things. Then you had the flip side, which is the other half of the movie was the cop. I think his name, the other guy, Cooper. It shows you his side and how, it shows you the corruption within the police. And, when he took that situation, he made it better. But he also became an opportunist, which probably hurt his marriage. So the fact that they showed both sides, and it also showed you the dynamics between how, the kid who didn't have his father, because both the men had kids at around the same time. And obviously, the bank robbers, Ryan's character dies. So it shows you that breakdown. Even though he had a stepfather and another sister and a mom, it still shows you the dynamic of what can happen when a kid grows up without his father. But on the flip side, it shows you Cooper's side, where he took that situation and he used it in a good way, but he became ambitious. And that ambition to be, political, it kind of cost him his marriage, probably, most likely. And it's cost him his son and his behavior and his issues. So it shows you both sides. Not just saying that if you grow up with a single parent or not having a real dad in life, you can screw up. But also you can have a father who is there, but he's not there because he's too ambitious, or he's put his family behind his career and his work. So it's this extra job showing that breakdown too. One negative thing about the movie though is the movie goes to a 15-year span, and everybody looks young or doesn't look that old except for Eva Menendez's character. She ages a lot. They put gray around her eyebrow. She looks horrible. And the sad thing about it is her mom was in the movie when she was supposed to be in her 20s, and her mom would have been in her mid 40s, probably early 50s, and the mom didn't look that old and bad. So it was they did a horrible job trying to make her look older. One, because she's the only one they made look older, adding stuff. Maybe the other guy's wife too, Cooper's wife, which is the chick from Damages and Bridesmaids. I don't know her name, but she kind of looked, regular age, not they didn't have to throw makeup on her, just try to make her look old. That was kind of, they messed that up a little bit. It didn't take away from the film. She just did look ridiculous, though, because it's trying to make her look, just bad. And her mom didn't look that bad when she was about her age. So he could have, showed she's one of those chicks that got good genes, and she doesn't look freaking 50 when she's, in her 40s or whatever. Only negative in the movie. Excellent movie from start to finish. 4.5 stars. Definitely shows you two sides of the stories. It was cool because I was thinking early in the movie, once his character died, Ryan's, I'm all right, I just been watching for not even an hour yet, so I know it had to do the flip side. It reminded me of a couple movies, actually. Not full aspects of the movie, a little bit of Copland was in it, without the whole, shootout gun scene. A couple of the movies I was thinking of where it shows you the flip side. The ending didn't go like I thought it would go, but it just shows you it was cool how both the two kids, both the two sons, the one father killed the other father. If you could think about that, it would have made sense if he took his son for taking his father. It didn't go down like that, but that's what I thought should have happened. It didn't though, and I knew that situation, him, at the end of the movie, was going to give Cooper's, what he wanted. It's going to help his career as a politician. So that's my quick first. Just got done watching it. Didn't have time to rewatch it or anything like that. Just my first breakdown, my first analysis. Not like no real review. Just what I just saw and how I felt. Definitely gonna own this movie one day on Blu-ray in a couple months when Hammy Video tries to sell it. Hopefully they sell me a better copy of this one because this joint kept skipping. Excellent movie though. I'm surprised like how good it was because I slept on this movie at first. I skipped right by it when I went in there and I'm like, I'll wait. Because I'm not really, Ryan does some pretty, like, Drive that Ryan did. That movie was garbage. It was trash. It was horrible. I was disappointed. And haven't really, other than Gangster Squad, I haven't really seen anything him do anything really, like, standing out, like, being good. The other guy, I watched the movie he did, Silver Linings or whatever, with the chick from Hunger Games. It was alright. It's a decent film, but this is definitely a must-see. Alright. If I didn't spoil it all too much for you. Another quick thing that did kind of not make me was off was Ryan's character when he was getting cornered in the bank robbery. Of course, he wasn't a professional, and he just did a couple times, got, you know, in a small town with a bunch of idiot cops, which is what they're portrayed as. You know, he got away for a couple times, but his last time he finally got in the chase because he went in there unprepared. He wasn't ready, and they were ready because he did it too soon. You know, he was told not to do it, and he could have had a way out. But he's cornered in a house, and he's only on the second floor of a house. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, he let the people go. The cop comes upstairs, and it's like, to me, I would have been out the window when I realized the cop was in the house. Like, I wouldn't have just waited for him to come up there like that. To me, I don't know. He could have got away. At least he could have got out the house. And, you know, it didn't show backup arriving. He was gone. So it was like, I don't know. I think had he, you know, hung out the window, fell down, went back to the cop car because the cop was in the house. Cop, you know, still before he could have broken the room, he could have got out of there. I'm not saying, of course, he's not a good car driver. It's not a part of the movie, and maybe he wasn't thinking like that. You know, he's thinking like, this is the end of the road. I'm cornered. I'm done. You know, he wasn't a professional criminal. He just did some things, and it worked out for him. But my whole mindset was like, yo, you know, why am I gonna stay in his house? Even, I don't know if there was a back door or back window or whatever. He didn't even try to like go in the house from the side door and try to go out the other side or leave. Like, he stayed in the house and went upstairs and cornered himself. I just didn't get that. You know, there was no other backups. He didn't hear any other police coming. So that's something that just kind of threw me off. But the movie's supposed to be, it was realistic. So I guess he kept it real as far as he wasn't thinking like that. He was thinking like, you know, it was over. He understood that he messed up. He did it too fast. He shouldn't have went out that route. And he was doing whatever I guess he had to do for what he thought was right for his son, for his family, or his family that, you know, he couldn't have because she was already with some other dude that was raising his kid for him. But she didn't give him an opportunity, or she didn't let him know about it. So it is what it is. Another thing, too, the movie does point out and shows you, again, like I said, how a female can decide who the father of a kid is. She can pick and choose, like, you know, play. That's just, it's up to her. She can pick if she thinks this guy is a provider, is better. I want him to be the father, even if he's not, and vice versa. In this situation, she couldn't lie and say it was the guy's father because she's Puerto Rican. Ryan's character's white, and then her, I guess, future husband or husband was black, or so it was like, it was no way she can lie and say it was his. But you know, she did decide to go with him and let him be the father, and didn't give the biological father the opportunity, and that happens all the time, as you know. But I'm done. Good film, excellent film.